Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel, Immigration Canada. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about new IRCC policy now provides detailed visa refusal explanation. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Canada introduces unprecedented transparency in immigration refusals. In a landmark move to modernize its immigration system, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada has unveiled a transformative policy on July 29, 2025, that's already being hailed as a game-changer for visa applicants around the globe. For the first time, the IRCC will proactively include officer decision notes with refusal letters for select application types. This bold step marks a new era of openness and clarity, offering applicants detailed insights into the reasons behind their refusals, without requiring lengthy and costly access to information and privacy requests. From vague to clear, a new era of immigration clarity. Historically, Canadian visa refusal letters have been generic and lacking substance, often leaving applicants puzzled and frustrated. Statements like, "You did not meet the eligibility requirements," offered no real explanation, pushing individuals to either guess their mistakes or pursue formal requests to access officer notes, delaying reapplications and increasing stress. Now, with officer decision notes included directly with refusal letters, applicants will gain clear, actionable feedback tailored to their unique cases. What are officer decision notes, and why do they matter? Officer decision notes are personalized explanations written by immigration officers, outlining the specific reasons for denying an application. These notes typically address eligibility gaps, pinpointing exact requirements not met, document deficiencies, highlighting missing or insufficient paperwork, contextual judgments, including concerns related to an applicant's purpose, financial stability, ties to their home country, or intent. This level of detail provides applicants with the necessary knowledge to strategically strengthen their reapplications and avoid repeating the same mistakes. It eliminates guesswork and empowers individuals to take charge of their immigration process. Applications covered under the new policy. The IRCC has started rolling out this initiative with a phased approach, currently covering the following application types. Temporary resident visas includes visitor visas for tourists, family members, or business visitors, excludes ADAs and TRPs. Visitor records for individuals seeking to extend their stay within Canada as visitors. Study permits for international students aiming to study at Canadian institutions. Work permits for both employer-specific and open work permits enabling foreign nationals to work in Canada. Applicants using the IRCC portal new version are currently excluded from receiving officer notes. However, this is believed to be a temporary limitation while IRCC updates its digital infrastructure. Applicants may want to consider using alternate platforms for submission to access this feature. How applicants will receive the officer notes. The process is designed to be seamless and automatic. Once an application is refused, the officer's decision notes will be sent along with a refusal letter, either directly to the applicant or to their authorized representative, such as an immigration consultant or lawyer. This eliminates the need for a separate request or further follow-up. It's important to note that some parts of the officer notes may be redacted in rare cases due to national security, privacy, or legal concerns. Nevertheless, even partial access to the officer's rationale represents a vast improvement over the vague communications of the past. Wider implications: saving time, building trust, reducing backlogs. This policy is expected to have far-reaching effects. By providing applicants with immediate and detailed feedback, the IRCC is enabling them to submit better prepared applications the next time around. This, in turn, may reduce unnecessary reapplications, appeals, and tip requests, freeing up valuable resources for both applicants and the department itself. Most importantly, this shift reinforces trust and fairness in the Canadian immigration system. Transparency ensures that applicants understand how and why decisions are made, reaffirming that the system is thoughtful, consistent, and accountable. setting a global standard in immigration transparency. As other countries continue to face criticism for their opaque immigration procedures, Canada's bold step forward could inspire a global trend toward greater openness. The decision to include officer notes with refusals is not just procedural, it's philosophical, reflecting a commitment to client-centered service and ethical governance. Whether you're an international student, a temporary worker, or a hopeful visitor, this policy offers clarity, empowerment, and fairness, essentials for navigating the complex immigration journey. It's a forward-thinking shift that may reshape the global perception of Canada's immigration leadership for years to come. Thousands of healthcare professionals invited in latest express entry draw. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has issued 4,000 invitations to apply through a recent express entry draw targeting candidates in healthcare and social services occupations. To be eligible, candidates needed a minimum comprehensive ranking system score of 475 and must have submitted their express entry profile before 1:08 p.m. Universal Time coordinated on March 13, 2025. This marks the fourth express entry draw in July, following a provincial nominee program draw on July 21st, a Canadian Experience Class draw on July 8th, and another PNP draw on July 7th. So far in 2025, IRCC has issued 49,403 ITAs through the express entry system. The majority of draws this year have focused on PNP candidates, with others targeting those under the CEC, French language proficiency stream, and specific occupation-based categories like healthcare and social services. Since June 10th, IRCC has consistently followed a pattern of alternating PNP and CEC draws every 2 weeks. For candidates with CRS scores under 500, category-based selection offers a strategic and promising pathway to Canadian permanent residence. To qualify, applicants must have at least 6 months of continuous, full-time work experience in a designated occupation, whether gained inside or outside Canada. A recent article also highlights Canada's top 50 employers hiring in eligible fields, helping candidates identify job opportunities aligned with express entry categories. Ford walks back pledge to issue work permits to asylum seekers. Doug Ford retreats on plan to issue provincial work permits for asylum seekers. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has reversed his controversial announcement that Ontario would start issuing its own work permits to asylum seekers, a power typically held by the federal government. Just last week, Ford had stated his intention to take matters into provincial hands, citing prolonged federal delays that, he claimed, were keeping capable people from working. His abrupt change of direction this week came without explanation. Ford stated that while he doesn't want to shift federal responsibilities, if you have a pulse and you're healthy, you need to be working. Premiers push for more control over immigration. At a recent Premiers meeting in Huntsville, Ontario, Ford and several provincial leaders called for greater influence over immigration decisions. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith led the charge, referencing Section 95 of the Constitution, which she argued allows provinces to make immigration-related decisions. Ford supported this position, claiming that federal processing delays, sometimes up to 2 years, were unacceptable. "We will be issuing our own work permits," he boldly declared last week. Federal government defends its processing timelines. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada responded swiftly, pushing back on the narrative of long delays. The department clarified that most asylum seekers receive work permits within 45 days after submitting a completed application, which includes a medical exam and updated address. IRCC spokesperson Jeffrey McDonald emphasized that immigration falls under both federal and provincial jurisdictions, and the government works with provinces through formal agreements. Planning for immigration levels from 2026 to 2028 is currently underway, with input from all provinces. Ford maintains criticism despite reversal. Though Ford has walked back his plan, he continues to criticize Ottawa for its pace. He pointed out that while 70,000 work permits were issued last year, Ontario had received around 90,000 asylum seekers. He urged the federal government to clear the backlog and process applications more efficiently, calling the current system too slow to meet Ontario's growing labor needs. Opposition urges Ford to focus on provincial responsibilities. Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles challenged Ford's priorities, arguing that he's focusing on issues outside his jurisdiction while ignoring pressing matters within the province. He wants to talk about a whole bunch of stuff that is not his responsibility in the first place, she said, urging Ford to address Ontario's healthcare system, infrastructure issues, and post-secondary education. Federal hotel funding for asylum seekers to end. Adding pressure to the situation, the federal government announced it will stop funding hotel rooms for asylum seekers after September. Since 2020, $1.1 billion has been spent on this temporary housing measure. As of last week, 485 asylum seekers were staying in hotels across Ontario and Quebec. Ford said he was alarmed by the announcement, especially since it wasn't discussed during the Premier's meeting. Cities and advocates warn of housing crisis. Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow revealed that around 150 people are being turned away from shelters each month, warning of an impending crisis if hotel support ends. Nadine Miller, who works with a local church supporting asylum seekers, stressed that permanent housing and faster work permit processing are urgently needed. If you sit in a hotel for months without a work permit, you're no further than the day you came in, she warned. The Parents and Grandparents program is now open. Starting July 28th, the Canadian government will begin issuing invitations to apply for the Parents and Grandparents program, aimed at allowing permanent residents and Canadian citizens to sponsor their parents or grandparents for immigration to Canada. 17,860 invitations will be sent by email to individuals who had submitted a complete interest to sponsor form in 2020 but were not selected in prior draws, 2020 to 2024. The process is lottery-based, and the government aims to accept 10,000 full sponsorship applications from this pool. Once selected, sponsors must complete 2 applications, one for the sponsorship itself and another for their parents' or grandparents' permanent residence. These applications must be submitted online through the PR portal or the representative PR portal if a consultant is helping. Special accommodations are available for those unable to apply online. Applicants must complete required forms, upload documents, and electronically sign the applications. The application fee starts at $1,205, which covers processing, the right of permanent residence, and biometrics. Additional costs may include medical exams and police certificates, which vary by applicant. After submission, applicants must undergo biometrics collection, medical exams, and submit valid police certificates. IRCC provides all necessary instructions after application submission. Biometrics must be completed within 30 days of receiving the request. Applications will be returned if they are incomplete. Fees are unpaid. The applicant was not officially invited. Submission is past the ITA deadline. Sponsors and applicants must keep their contact and application information up to date through IRCC's web form to ensure smooth processing. IRCC's website provides current processing times, and all updates, including requests for further documentation, are handled via email or the PR portal. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Canada Immigration Weekly Updates. 3 August 2025 New IRCC Policy. Work Permits Express Entry. Canada has taken a groundbreaking step towards immigration transparency with a new IRCC policy effective July 29, 2025, now including officer decision notes with a refusal letter for select visa types. This removes the need for access to information request and gives applicants detailed reasons for rejection, improving clarity and enabling stronger re-applications. The policy currently applies to temporary residence visas, visitor records, study permits, and work permits, but not to those using the new IRCC portal version. Meanwhile, IRCC has issued 4,000 ITA in a recent express entry draw, targeting healthcare and social services occupations with a CRS cutoff of 475. An Ontario Premier Donkport reverse is a proposal for provincial work permits for asylum seekers and federal pushback and criticism. Ottawa clarified most asylum permits are processed within 45 days. Also, Canada Parents and Grandparents program is now accepting applications from 2020 interest to sponsor pool, aiming to approve 10,000 new sponsorship together. These updates highlight Canada's evolving people-centered immigration approach.